On February 13, 2019, the world said goodbye to Earth's hard-working electronic messenger on the red planet, the Opportunity probe. Recall that the last communication session with him took place on June 10, 2018. Then, due to a global dust storm, the umbrella fell into a forced hibernation due to inoperative solar panels covered with Martian sand. Scientists have made repeated attempts to contact Opportunity, but he never responded. A collegial decision was made to curtail the mission as unprofitable. The device has been working on Mars since January 2004, demonstrating many useful discoveries and incredibly beautiful photos. Opportunity exceeded all expectations, especially in terms of the length of stay on the surface of our dusty neighbor. Instead of the required 90 sols, a little more than 92 Earth days. The umbrella stayed on Mars for about 5,500 days, that is, about 15 years. During this time, the device walked more than 45 kilometers. Let's track the path of a small but efficient machine lost in the sands of a distant planet. Until the device became part of history. Let's start with the appearance of the Centenarian probe. Opportunity settings. The device, launched from Cape Canaveral in 2003, weighs 185 kilograms. Due to the much lower gravity on the red planet, this weight corresponds to 70 kilograms. The dimensions of Opportunity are modest 1.6 by 2.3 meters. The height of the probe is 1.5 meters. Starting point of the journey. Opportunity's landing took place not quite in the location where it was supposed, but adjusted for 25 kilometers. But this fact turned out to be successful. Since the umbrella landed exactly in a crater that astronomers never dreamed of studying, the 22-meter deep pit was later called Eagle Crater. Opportunity landed on one of its escarpments, less than 10 m from the outer edge of the meteor crater, barely descending to the surface. The umbrella took several panoramic shots of the crater. Before the eyes of Earthlings appeared a dry and desert world, painted in brown shades. Already the first Martian days. The rover surprised its creators by discovering areas where bedrock has come to the surface. This, according to many experts, indicates that there was once water on Mars. In general, the Meridian Plateaus, located south of the equator, were not chosen as a landing site by chance. There is a lot of crystalline hematite, a mineral that is formed only in hot terrestrial springs or pools of stagnant water. This once again confirms the theory of the watery past of Mars. And the 1,000-kilometer plateau of the Meridian, after research done by the probe, is officially considered the bottom of the ancient ocean. Unique Martian trench. No rover has tried to penetrate the Martian soil before. Opportunity succeeded. For 22 minutes, desperately maneuvering on one wheel, while the rest remained motionless, the umbrella dug a knot-deep 10 centimeters trench half a meter long. But, despite the tiny size of the moat inside, the device found something. The micro camera was not able to differentiate the soil, because even for its resolution it is too finely grained, but it found shiny balls of the correct shape. This was the same hematite, the mark called blueberries by scientists. Earth clouds on the red planet. After Eagle Crater, the starting point of a 15-year journey, Opportunity headed for another meteor crater called Endurance. The depth of the crater is only 20 meters. The rover spent half a year at its bottom, studying the soil layers, individual stones, once again convincing scientists that there were once seas and oceans on Mars. But the most amazing event happened during the descent into Endurance. Opportunity captured a fragment of the sky, where he captured the thinnest cirrus clouds, reminiscent of the Earth. Meteorite, Pioneer. It was not in vain that the probe plied the Martian wastelands for 15 years. In many ways, he was the first, discovering and doing what was not done by other devices. For example, after climbing out of Endurance Crater in January 2005, Opportunity was given the command to survey the landing site. It was there that an unexpected discovery took place. An iron-nickel meteorite was found, called Heat Shield Rock. Strange name, isn't it? But this is only at first glance. It is worth remembering where the stone lay. And everything becomes clear. Heat shield rock is detected by a probe directly behind the heat shield that was thrown off during landing. It was not possible to drill through a boulder the size of a basketball using the tools aboard the probe. In any case, the heat shield stone was the first meteorite found on another planet. 40 days of confinement. On Earth, we are used to solving problems quickly, because a person has a lot of leverage for this. But with remote piloting of a probe on Mars, everything plays against us. Communication lag, dust storms, and the dust itself is thick and viscous. It was in it that on April 26, 2005 a part Unity got stuck. How would the process of liberation take place on Earth? Yes, very simple. Considering the weight and dimensions of the device, it would be easily pushed out of the resulting funnel. On the red planet, this does not work, especially at an unfortunate moment. Experienced Martian Matt Damon was not near the probe. It was necessary to act at a distance, which delayed the apparatus in sandy captivity until June 4. It was not until May 13 that the liberation operation began. Prior to this, the rescue strategy had been developed and tested on the ground. All this time, the rover was completely immobilized for 40 long days. Stages of a long journey. During the years of traveling through the deserted Mars, a part Unity visited the craters Erebus, Victoria, Concepcion, Santa Maria, the huge Endeavour with a diameter of 22 kilometers, the Persian and Marathon valleys, Motif Hills and Salander, successfully survived several dust storms and the failure of some parts, studied strange stones, gypsum veins and unusual locations like Duck Lake or Grill Haven. The rover has collected a huge amount of data, from a detailed report on the weather of the red planet and the analysis of its soil, ending with fixing the apparent passage of Phobos against the background of the solar disk and finding indirect evidence of the presence of fresh water, after studying the Esperance 6 stone. It is proved that the cobblestone was washed billions of years ago water with neutral acidity. Before that, it was believed that a liquid similar to sulfuric acid flowed through the Martian valleys and ruts. Lethargy near Endeavour crater. Hibernating caused by a dust storm the size of North America, a part Unity fell into the slope of a huge 22 kilometers crater Endeavour. The elements that raged for several months turned the Martian day into a gloomy bloody twilight. This was clearly recorded by Curiosity, an umbrella operating in a different location. The storm swept the entire planet, but did not cause significant damage to the rest of the rover. But a part Unity, powered by solar panels, died in his sleep. The critically low temperatures of the Martian night also played a negative role. The planetary attention to the curtailment of the mission is not in vain, the umbrella being on the red planet, like no other device, opened for us a hitherto unknown desert world, studied it as much as possible, providing convincing evidence that Mars was not always dead and dry. The era of a part Unity, 60 times longer than expected, ended when the last ninth attempt to communicate with the probe failed, but that is not the end. The next missions are coming, and the Space of the Universe channel will continue to cover all significant events on a planetary scale to the best of its ability.